And we are back with part 2 of episode 3 of Avatar Legends, and we're already in the fight with the big bad of the season, and it's not going well.
Yeah. Uh, you're in an office with the floor turning to mud, and you're sinking into it, and there's a guy with an untold number of gadgets just
Yeah, with
peppering
a
you.
Batman utility belt, but also somehow worse because Batman's utility belt, his stuff is usually more specialized. This guy's, all of his gadgets are just hurt you.
See, this is the reason why I wanted to just talk to him and figure out how this stuff works. I wasn't the one who threw the first punch.
You should
I
go
would like to
steal
argue.
his utility belt then.
Yes, you were. You took aggressive action.
I would argue we technically are seeing how it works. We're just the test subjects for seeing how it works.
Yeah, it's great.
All I wanted was a conversation.
The monkey's paw
I wanted to
curls.
find out about the tech.
So yeah, while all of that craziness happens, right next to the seat of power of Duo Fei, outside there is a fire barrage that is unceasingly knocking into the highest tier of the city.
Wind-powered artillery.
Artillery is a very strong word.
Fair.
I mean, I don't know how much artillery a paper lantern is.
Yeah.
Flammable, yes. But these buildings
Got
are
it.
made
That's
of,
the full stop. Flammable artillery.
I'm sure there are no fewer than 3 cabbage carts on fire at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cabbage
cabbage
carts,
empire.
like thatched roofs. It's worse than it could be. But in this flame of chaos, no one's leaving the palace, and that seems like a problem.
We're gonna go looking for us.
I mean, you have successfully gotten most of the guards that were between you and the upper tier out of the way.
Yeah.
So that's a plus.
I'm just trying to think about what else is at the festival that I could be using. I need to bring some of the festival chaos into the palace to maybe flush some people out.
So the obvious answer here, right, is the Earth Nation is based on China. China is known for fireworks.
Yes. I would like to grab the clearly unintended fireworks cart.
Gonna Merry and Pippin this?
Yeah, I'm going to. I would like. I don't know. I basically want the thing to go off inside the palace. I need to. But I don't want to die.
The catch-22. I want things to happen, but I don't want to die.
I have a bomb on wheels, but I have to be near it.
You're a firebender. You don't have to be that near it.
Or, use some of those paper lanterns.
I think that's it. I would like to nonchalantly push during the time elapsed during the fight. I would like to have nonchalantly sprinted up back to the festival. Grabbed the fireworks cart that everyone's running away from the fire that I started. I'd like to push that so it just starts rolling into the palace. When it makes it a decent distance, I would like to sharpshooter fire blast it.
Just like
the
finger
smallest-
guns
yeah,
it?
just like a finger gun's worth of fire flies out, and I would like to push my luck to flush out these traitorous people from
You've
the
caused
palace.
the city's biggest distraction. Now you're gonna one up it even more.
Yeah.
Sure.
Push
All right.
my-
Let's get into some domestic terrorism.
Just get into it. We've already been a part of it. That's what it feels like, at least.
So yeah, you can push your luck, and we'll see what happens with the explosion. Now remember, because you're pushing your luck and not relying on training, this is not a precision instrument. This is, gee, I'm glad that worked.
That's how Dama works.
Yeah.
It's because I have one negative stat. And that negative stat is the stat for relying on skills and training.
Oh, you mean focus?
Yes.
Me too.
Nama does seem to lack focus.
Yeah, because it's my one negative stat, so I do every move except that one.
Yep. You always just fly by the seat of your pants. This is no exception.
I would like to, cause chaos. Hopefully, by bringing the accursed festival inside the palace, garnering the spirit's favor. But I already did that once,
Yeah,
so
I
I'm
don't
not
think the
gonna rely
spirits are
on
going to be
it.
with you on this one.
What are you doing, bro? Like the spirits, you're just hanging out, going.
I got a spell.
Oh, goodness.
I rolled well.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
So the desired effect is to pull everyone out of the
The whole building.
palace.
So like
Whole
no
building.
one can hear the fight because there's just bangs and cracks and
Yeah, fizzes and pops. It's a real nightmare.
Yeah, so you roll it and then you shoot the flame at it. It lights one of the largest fireworks and it rolls sort of into the courtyard and it hits a pothole and stops. And right when you think, "Oh man, this isn't going to work," all of the fireworks start shooting off and a good 75% of them start going in the windows, in the doors. So basically, all of the front-facing rooms are now just awash with glowing phosphorus.
There's a lot of green lights, a lot of copper in there.
yeah,
It is the Earth Kingdom. They got to keep the color scheme right.
yeah. Maybe some red ones on top because they added Fire Nation fireworks like at the last
In
second.
real world, it's haunted house time, so lots of green works.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have enough time to get behind some cover as you notice like a bunch of guards start flooding out. A lot of them holding their ears and are temporarily blinded. They're tripping over each other, falling down the stairs. The ones that are aware of what's going on start rushing towards the fireworks, but that's when the cart flips over and just starts spraying fireworks towards the front door and the steps.
Yeah.
So as the troops are pouring out, they're just dispersed immediately. And you definitely have an opening.
So I think the responsible move is to pull my shirt up a bit over my face. I'm wearing a festival mask, but like just to block the smoke, and I would like to
Okay.
start trouncing through the
Oh yeah,
trouncing through the palace.
no problem there. No one's even gonna notice.
There's smoke everywhere, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
Different colored smoke.
Yeah, carry on. Carry on with your combat.
You're gonna come in here the last
I-
second and save us.
Dom's on the
found-
way.
I have found the mask that you can be wearing if you would like, Dama Lee.
Remember 5th of November. Oh,
So, I guess we're back in the office, and the ground is melting beneath us. There's like a desk that some of us are
There's-
probably clambering to for higher
Probably,
ground.
yeah, there's
I
a,
mean,
a
I think
cabinet
that
like
would be
gloops over and
suspicious
smashes onto the ground.
Yep.
Sorry. Yeah.
It would probably be Caesar's position to get on that desk.
Very likely.
Yeah, and that's how you can clear impaired by seizing a position somewhere that's not in mud.
Oh,
And I think
so
they get to
you
draw their
can-
cards first.
They choose their approaches first,
Yeah.
and then
So
Honto.
you can-
Jordan.
So you can use the evade and observe to not have to spend the costs to get rid of impaired.
It mentions in the book that you can do things that are outside of the mechanical cost, I think, is the
Okay.
intention.
Okay.
Because above all, they want you to follow the fiction and not let the rules get in the way. And that's my read on it. Someone else might have a different read.
Yeah.
I feel I feel the same, but for the opposite reason. It feels like a lot of the mechanical costs are there as a backstop.
Yeah. If you can't think of anything, just spend the fatigue and get out of it. You know?
Or
Okay.
it's like it's narratively uninteresting to see you stuck there for any period of time.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
only interesting that it stops you the once.
Yeah, it's the classic like stunning strike going, okay, I'm gonna roll a con save. Alright, I failed, can't do anything. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna roll a con save. Alright, I failed, I can't do anything.
Yeah, that's what they
Right.
don't want.
Yeah.
There's always a default.
All right. Well, the combatants are still engaged with the same people. currently Hanto doesn't think that Bao is a threat.
And I'm
No.
not right now. I'm
Nope.
just gonna be dealing with my own problems.
And
So, yeah.
I can't attack, and Tian Lo can't defend.
Correct.
So I guess the NPCs pick their cards and we do.
Yes.
Yep. Cards are out.
Beautiful. I'm not sure how this works, but I am hoping to evade and observe. I don't know when I'm supposed to choose to get rid of a impaired. Yeah. I'm
So,
hoping
with-
to get rid of it. If we figure this out narratively, that works fine. If not, I will spend the fatigue.
Okay. So clear 1 fatigue for doing evade and observe.
Okay. Or do we do that later?
You
Or
do it as soon
right-
as you reveal it. That way you don't forget.
Then, oh right, cleared on this thing that I have not been using until just now.
I'm gonna evade and observe again. I don't think I am. Quiwa is just freaking out, like, oh no, Bao Hu is down. This is all going terribly wrong. She's just purely defensive, but not in an actual defend way, where like ready and retaliate and seize the position are all sort of an active defense, more of a shield. She's just trying to get away and keep away.
Okay.
So
you're both
I'm gonna-
evading and observing.
I'm gonna mark a condition to remove impaired, and then that'll just cancel out the condition I get from evading and observing. Sorry, not the condition, the fatigue on both ends.
Do we need to pick that now, or with the evading and observing?
So evade and observe allows you to get back a fatigue.
Yes.
Just because you did.
Yeah,
As far as your statuses, that's if you want to
that's true.
spend stuff to remove it. So they don't have any effect when it's not your turn. So I would say when it's your turn to act.
Okay.
I'll wait. I'll keep impaired, and then I'll probably remove it on my turn. But I'll wait and see.
Fair enough. And for some reason, yeah. Okay.
Honto acts
so-
first, then I think. If
Yep.
he's defending.
Hanto is defending. Well, you knew it was coming because he showed him to you.
Oh, the
smoke bomb and
smoke
leave.
bomb.
So he pulls out those billiard-sized spheres and strikes them and throws them up into the air. The room fills with smoke. And he can escape. Any foe who is engaged with you and not impaired may mark 1 fatigue to block your escape. Unfortunately, this does inflict impaired on every other combatant in the area.
It doesn't matter if you're okay. So everyone gets impaired,
We
which we already
impaired.
had, because
Yeah,
So
of-
he's just gonna run.
unless we
Yep.
remove it by the end of the exchange. Okay.
Now hold on. So he throws the bomb and makes everyone impaired, but you need to mark fatigue to block him.
If you're not impaired, you can mark fatigue to block him. You don't have to.
If you're not impaired and engaged.
Personally, I'm okay with him running away right now. I'm more interested in searching this office, but
No.
only one person needs to block him.
So
I
can
mean, you're all impaired though, right?
Only one
no one
person
can
needs to
block him.
mark we need to mark 2 fatigue. Get rid of impaired and block him.
I mean, I am currently standing in front of the door saying, "Don't run."
Is that right, Zen?
No, it's not because the move makes you impaired. So basically what this is saying is anyone in the immediate area of him is impaired and can't stop him. Someone that's on the other side of the battlefield could run and engage him and keep him there.
Oh, okay. Because this
But
But
impair
because you're affected
implies-
by the smoke bomb,
Okay.
you can't stop him
The
from
second
leaving.
impair is going to get him applied after the end of the exchange, right? Or is he implying impair?
No,
It says to immediately impair everyone.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, so
it's in the text.
So he immediately impairs, and then if whoever is not impaired can mark fatigue to stop him.
I don't know if that's immediate because it says any foe who is engaged with you, and no one. It's like pretty much no one is going to be
No, it
engaged
says
with you and not
immediately.
impaired.
So it says mark 1 fatigue to immediately impair every other combatant
Yes,
in the area.
that's fine.
So,
The issue is how would you block him because you have to be
I guess
engaged
you'd have to
with him.
spend it. You have to spend immediately to get rid of impaired, wouldn't you?
right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Sorry, I
can
wasn't
So we can
speaking
spend
English, not connecting.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's okay.
If you get rid of the impaired, then you can block him.
Yeah.
Ah,
But
so
only you.
one of us two.
Yeah, who's
Right?
engaged.
Yeah, any foe who is engaged with you and not impaired. So
yes.
And Bahu
And
is
I can't act
stunned
or
and
respond.
You're
so it has
trapped.
to
can't
be
do
I don't
you.
think. Yeah, it would have to be me.
Yeah, there's one
Um,
option. Do you want to spend the juice or no?
Think of the tech.
I like the tech.
And
I have
he
a.
is too fatigued.
Do I have to decide now or at
left
the end of the
in
exchange?
so he's gonna escape by the end of the exchange. If nothing is done to block him by the end of the exchange.
I will decide by the end of the exchange. Then I don't have to decide now. First, I'll see how my
I
turn
am
goes.
engaged with someone else, and I can't swap who I'm engaged with because I can't just leave them.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I should actually put my
Now
card down.
you
I didn't
can
put my
swap
card
who
down.
you're engaged with if you use a move that'll do
It was
that.
this the whole time. There we go.
I don't remember seeing that move, but I'll look.
I think it's
I know
Seize a
there are
Position. Seize a
advanced-
Position has you engage / disengage.
Seize a position? Oh, yes, you're right.
Yeah, and that one also says someone can mark fatigue to block you from
Yep.
using
From
seize a
doing it.
position. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Okay.
That's all Hanto's doing.
Yep. And then attacks happen, which means Tianlo.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Open this. Thank you. Sorry, too many different things going on.
Sure.
All right, he's got 3. Okay. Um. The room's full of thick mud.
Yes.
Is he gonna punch all of us?
I mean, he can only punch the person he's engaged with, so the extra strike is going.
You can punch you
That's
twice.
so thick mud says you may use strike against each stuck foe in the next exchange. Doesn't matter if you're engaged with them.
Never
Oh,
mind.
you're right. In this case,
Yeah, he just, like,
because we discussed and
slides
decided
it.
everyone would be.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. All
He
right.
slides across the mud and punches you all real fast.
Okay.
So is it
in
each stuck
that
foe or each
case,
impaired foe?
I
Very
think the impaired is the stuck. I'm guessing.
Okay.
Yes.
Can
in
I
that
spend
case-
my fatigue to not be impaired anymore?
Same.
I mean, do we do that now?
I think it was.
Do we just choose when? I
we
don't know.
previously said it
think-
could be any time.
That's what I'm gonna go with is choose when, because probably not in the middle of someone else's exchange. Like if you use thick mud and then another technique, I'd be like, no,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
you can't just get it and go out.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah,
like,
any time during the next exchange is fine.
yeah, like narratively, it makes sense that you see him like start to mudslide towards you, and you quickly like scramble out of the hole to not
Yeah.
get kicked in the
Yeah,
face.
I could imagine the mud itself is probably sucking us deeper or something like that.
Yep.
I
gonna
scramble
get
onto
rid of
like
that
the
right
chair,
away.
a much less
Yep.
stable thing than the desk itself.
Because that means if we're not impaired, we aren't stuck in the mud anymore, and he can't do the extra hit.
Correct.
Then yes,
We're still-
absolutely.
Which means that he is just striking Aeon twice. Oh no, I'm sorry, you can't use the same technique twice. My bad. So he's gonna strike you once. Forces you to mark 2 fatigue, mark a condition, or shift your balance away from center. Your choice.
I'll take a condition.
Okay.
As I try and figure out what conditions there are, but I will take one.
And then he's going to look over and see you all scrambling for the desk and smash it.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not scrambling for the desk. I'm just trying to back up to the edges of the room by the door to get out by the edge. But yes,
Oh yeah, he smashes the only non-muddy surface in the room.
Mhm.
I approve.
Is there any way I can solidify the crowd?
You're an earthbender. You can definitely do that, but that'll only matter like I think the narratively
You're still stunned.
I am. Yeah.
you are so
I
stunned.
don't. Not this exchange. I mean the next exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if
I
you
mean,
can
I
pick
could
a
see that
technique
as a
fits
seize
it
a
narratively.
position,
Or
Yeah.
I could-
smash.
or I could see that as a smash as well.
You can
Yeah.
smash and have like spider webs of crystal grow over the mud, so
Ooh.
something to stand
Oh.
on. You smash the mud.
Yeah.
It's true.
We'll figure it out next exchange.
Because smash specifically says destroy or destabilize something in the environment. That's a
Yeah.
really easy one to like fill in for any of those effects.
Either
Yeah.
way, Aeon and I are going. Do you want to go first, Aeon?
Sure. Let's roll and see what I've got here. I haven't picked that, so we're rolling with focus. Great.
Evade and observe is either creativity or harmony, unless you have a
Mhm.
special move that changes it.
Sorry, guys.
Very fine.
Approaches and techniques. Okay, I definitely need to update the cheat sheet. Things like ready and retaliate, are those defend or evade and observe?
They are defend.
Those are defend.
Ready, retaliate, and seize a position or defend. Evade and observe is test balance, bolster or hinder, and commit.
The thing I intentionally meant to do was defend. I don't know if that's swappable or not.
This point, no, because it's the first thing to go in an exchange.
Yep.
Rabbit. Then you go first while I frantically figure out what to do.
Okay. Let's do my roll then. So I'm gonna roll with creativity and hope this one goes better than the last one. It didn't. It didn't. I might
Sad
take that plus.
trombone.
I might take that plus
Can I?
one.
Can I
Can't help
help?
in exchanges. Period.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're also very stunned. You're still electrocuted.
So
I've
I
just
can
been
use.
tased for a long time.
I can go off balance to use a basic technique. Is it? Let me double check now. I already looked at this, so I don't think it's available. It's a good idea for me. I might still just be purely on the defensive.
You spend your whole turn crawling out of the mud.
Kui was just helpless, apparently. I don't think she's completely stunned, but she's very much like trying to do things and not doing anything significant. Let me check. Test balance, bolster or hinder or commit. Mark one
Commit
fatigue.
might be a good thing to do to narratively make sense.
The next time you live up to that principle, do not mark fatigue. Let me check. Do not live up to your principle, but I might end up doing that.
It basically says as long as you're acting within your principle, you roll with your principle instead of whatever other thing you'd do.
And you can
Whatever
normally
else
mark
you'd roll
fatigue.
with.
I might do that. I know what I'm trying to do with evade and observe, but it is not working here. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna commit then.
So that's an interesting interaction.
Yeah,
Because you would lose your balance and then shift your balance back. So do you lose your balance?
that's a good question. Let me check.
Nope. I just think you're ready to
Um,
like finish this. You're gonna make an actual impact.
Choose one of the following: give in, lose control, take extreme action, then flee.
I would look up to see. Does it say as soon
It
as
says,
you lose your
yeah,
balance?
if your balance shifts past the end of the track, you lose your balance. So I
Okay.
don't think I can commit, even if it'll
So
negate it too late, basically.
So you'd still lose your balance. You just wouldn't be at the end of the track when you did it, is how I'm reading it. Because you could theoretically have more techniques you could do in the same exchange. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see. If I was, yeah. So I don't think it makes
So
sense. In this case, because I only rolled a 6, I don't think it makes sense to. Okay then. I think that Kui was purely on the defensive, but without taking the defense move. I'm doing nothing again.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Um,
Well, I've
yeah.
Are you gonna let him get away?
I know what I'm doing.
Oh.
Right.
We'll wait till
Oh,
Aeon goes. I'll wait till Aeon goes.
Right.
Aeon can't switch. I picked the wrong move. I meant to do defend, which would have let me stop him.
I will figure it out after I see how yours goes. With how
Okay.
I don't think it narratively makes sense for me to block. Quiwa is effectively overwhelmed right now, so I think if he wants to escape, as much as I want to block him as a player, I'm probably going to let him go.
Mhm.
Fair enough.
We've learned how tough he is and what his what's it called is his principle.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, okay, we can roll with creativity or harmony. Let's go with, the 2 harmony instead. And we'll see what that is, and then we pick up.
Oh no, that's a 6. So you can shift your balance if you want to do a basic
I'll shift my balance. And it's away from center?
away from center.
Oh. Well, that makes no sense. I'm being shifted towards action.
Well, you
Like,
could choose action or forgiveness if you're.
That's the only away from center I've got.
Yeah.
You were the only
Oh.
one.
Well, it's
Didn't
this
need to
weird, like, it's like a hill,
yes.
and once you start going down the hill, you can only accelerate in that
Right.
direction.
I was going off of what I see here, not what is on your sheet.
Where can I change it here? And I will do so.
Right here.
Just right click on this, and then.
I'll swap that when I'm not describing things then.
Mhm.
So yes, with a 6, I'm still shifting my balance, and I am going to do the test balance move because we know what his principle is. And I'm
Do we?
basically going to like call him out on why are you attacking us? We didn't want to do anything to you. I just want to show you my stuff, and I think you're amazing. You've
No.
done such awesome things, and I wanted to learn from you and learn how you do what you do. Why
Marissa,
are you attacking us? What?
I thought you were doing this to Tion Lo, who was not Honto.
Rat it.
Yeah, you have to be engaged with the other person to do it.
We don't know Tion Lo's
You could
principle,
You
but
could
don't.
do
you could
test
find
balance to
out.
figure it
You
out.
can do test balance to find out what it is, and that's probably a good idea.
Life, the universe, and everything.
Because if we know what his principle is, we know we can at least somewhat judge
Still a
who he
worthwhile
is
thing
as a
to do.
person.
I'll just yell out, why are you doing this? What are you doing? What's going
Like, what do you have to gain from this?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Please take this 20-question personality test so we can figure out what you want to do in life.
Exactly, and flatter or push you into doing
Right.
it.
So yeah, if you're calling him out to find out why he's,
Yeah.
is in this situation that so doesn't make any sense because all he's doing is defending the manor from what he thinks is an insurgency.
Would he know who we are? We're still in our disguises, though.
I
Honto knows
think
who
at
we
this
are,
point
that's for sure.
it makes sense that they would know
Off
who
your
you are.
or something. You're recognizable.
Yeah, if he reveals
Yeah, I'm just
who
trying
we
to
are,
figure out
why?
how to frame it for in the moment of how he would
Yeah.
answer you, because the principle itself is power.
I figured.
He is motivated by power.
It could just be like he knows who we are and knows who I am and is like, we have to keep this,
Like
we need to
insurgency.
capture
Yeah,
you to keep
like-
this down so that I can stay in power.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's basically like you
overall
shouldn't be here, and we're gonna make it so you were never here. No one
Yeah,
ever
you-
has to know you were here.
Yeah.
You 3 being here makes things complicated, and complications aren't good for the status quo or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Lovely.
So
There.
it's
Okay.
about, for this guy, it's about drive and about
We need to
power.
get him a mustache. Is what that's all I'm saying.
What is this about mustaches?
We'll get him we'll get him a twirly
A
mustache.
twirly mustache.
What is this about twirly mustaches?
The advisor has revealed that he is in fact an evil vizier.
You're
And
gonna look at
Indigo,
You're
we've
looking
been
at me,
playing with
Indigo.
you long enough that we know that you are also an evil person.
Yeah.
says the guy who set off a fireworks bomb at the embassy.
Speaking of which, do we want to jump back? To
Yeah,
that, or
that's
do
the
we
end of
wanna
our
roll?
exchange.
Between combat rounds.
Yep. So back at the front, we see
Alright, I'm no
Dama
longer
just
stunned.
running down the hall.
Yeah. This is not an empty enough palace, and we all know from playing games that if I kick like one of the pieces off the board, you have less option. In this palace is a center of cooperation between the Fire Nation and the Earth Nation. So if I flick it off the board, there's less options, right?
Sure,
Sure.
maybe.
I want to
mean,
burn the whole thing
Considering-
down.
It's made of
Oh.
stone.
it's made of stone. You're gonna need something better than
God.
fireworks.
Oh, wait. I have an amazing idea that also fits in still.
I was gonna say
Because
can't
there's
get in.
probably like, if it's cooperation, there's probably the Earth Kingdom like facades that are like in the stone, and then the Fire Nation banners that are being hung. So you could burn all the Fire Nation stuff, leave it just the Earth Kingdom symbols, and that's a representation of what you want to do.
Make them think the
That could work,
dissidents
but
are
I
here
think
and ahead.
what Indigo wants to do is literally just like make it so people can't meet in the palace anymore.
Yeah, I want this palace gone.
Stink bomb the place?
Stink bomb.
I mean,
Stink
that is
bomb.
surprisingly effective. We've seen that in
It is,
Avatar.
like-
There
it
is
is like
precedence.
built into a cliff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the whole city.
Which would make it extraordinarily hard to air out afterwards.
I don't know. I feel like the very drastic thing to do is like a melt a pillar. Right?
I mean, you could say that one of those fireworks is another like big dragon-looking one, and that blows up a pillar or something.
I was just thinking I could melt a pillar.
You could also do that.
Well,
You
bit of
can also
That would
A challenge
probably take a while
fire.
for a trained pillar melter.
Yeah, and you'd have to know the architecture well enough to know which pillar.
I don't
You
know
know.
architecture. You're right.
Or-
Architecture's a
I
problem.
mean, that is
You-
pushing your luck.
Yeah, you test your luck. You're like, this pillar looks good. Hopefully, it's the right one.
You could also just burn all the furniture, because the furniture inside is probably not all of it made of stone. In fact,
yeah.
probably not a
I
lot
want
of
to
it
start
is.
dragging
Wander into the
as
palace.
much
burn it.
furniture as I can find to
All
the
right.
middle of the throne room.
So
Oh.
you want to roll for arson?
But leave the Fire Nation stuff intact so it looks like the Fire Nation might have done this instead of. If
I
you
don't
want
know if I
to.
want to. It's not about framing anyone. It's
Okay.
about just making this place
Uninhabitable.
inhospitable.
Just go
just
door to
like-
door and burn everything flammable.
Yeah, I'm just piling. I go into a room, I throw everything in the middle of the room, light a fire. Go to
Which
I'd
would start to,
begin-
like,
I would like to
yeah.
begin arson. Yes.
Okay.
Arson.
So yeah, you're gonna make a bonfire big enough that at least it's going to be choking smoke throughout the
Choking
entire place.
smoke. No usable place to sit remaining would be ideal.
So if I can't blow the thing up, I'm going to inconvenience them to death.
This was
I-
starting off as a stealth mission. Just now we're going literal scorched earth.
I will say though, as a avid RimWorld player, one of the worst things you could do to your characters is not give them a place to sit and eat. They take like -10 mood, and
That's
that's
fair.
only 5 away from my husband died. That's like 15 or something.
Oh,
Not being able to sit is the same as losing a spouse, just a little less. It's
I'm
2/3
gonna-
of
Yeah.
lost spouse.
I'm trying to, I guess,
How is it
intimidate
compared to a
the
lost pet?
royalty.
Okay.
I'm
That's
just trying to
what
pick a
intimidate
move.
might-
I don't.
Yeah, I mean, it could be an intimidate if you're.
I was gonna say, could
So
you push
wait-
your luck so that you get enough of it done before people catch you?
I think intimidate is what I want, though. Because
So-
they are under the impression the rebels are attacking.
And an interesting thing, being in the middle of a burning building does for a firebender is make them mechanically empowered.
Good thing he left. Oh, he's
I
not
mean,
fired.
No.
I'm waiting to see what happens when
Honto's
he
not
runs
here.
past
We don't
Doma.
have any firebenders here.
Dama's a firebender. That's
a
what I'm
firebender.
That's
saying.
what I
like,
mean. Except
the-
I meant in the combat, but yes, Dama
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
firebender.
I think intimidate, and I'm trying to intimidate them under keeping up the guise of their impression that they are being attacked by some resistant force. We are
Okay.
an uninvolved third party. Our team is essentially an uninvolved third party,
Yeah.
just trying to exist here, and I'm trying to throw them all off of that with what do we call the
Descent?
Oh, backfire.
rebel? Yeah,
Oh, backfire.
like the actual threat. I'm pretending we are them for the sake of like not causing more heat on us. So by making a big spectacle arson,
Oh, okay.
backfire gets all
Get
of the
no
credit.
rep, get no heat.
Does that count as a trick then?
Yeah, no rep, no heat.
I have to make crews for this game. Yeah, no, and that makes sense if you're running around the building, like setting fire to like each individual room, right? You're trying to
Yeah.
make it look like there's 30 people in here just pumping fire everywhere.
Totally.
Okay.
All right.
Is this
So
trick
that
then?
might be
It seems
trick.
like
Yeah,
the
trick
more
might
important
be
thing is
good.
that like they're misled.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beep boop 11.
11 for trick. That's choose 2, I believe.
And this would basically be in the aftermath, like not immediately, because currently there's enough chaos going on that this isn't immediate effect trick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a battlefield trick, not a immediate person to person trick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think it's that they.
If there's like a news crier, I guess they probably don't have.
I think it's foolishly and overcommittedly.
Yeah.
I don't think they
Okay.
They go
have
real
printing
hard
press.
on backfire
I'm
in
not
some
sure.
really silly ways.
They might. Print
I
Fire
don't think they
Nation
do because even in Last Airbender, like I think people are like
They might
transcribing
in the
books
Fire
in washing
Nation.
tongs.
That's true.
No, I think there isn't.
With
really
with industrialization, the Fire Nation they probably have a printing press themselves.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't see a lot of it.
That's not here or there. Okay, so acting foolishly, and that'll give you an additional opportunity, and they overcommit. So I think you've put the entire estate into disarray, right? There is no uniform response to anything that's going on right now.
The first stage in anarchy. The top of
Yeah.
the system is now collapsing.
You do hear, as you're running through the halls doing this, you do hear one gruff-voiced man yelling and trying to get people to like act as a cohesive unit and respond to this threat, but he's having no luck at all. Additional opportunities. I think your path to your allies is clear. Like there is no threat in the way. And I think with the commotion that you've made and how far you've gotten in, you probably know where they are at this point.
Okay. Honto escapes at the end of the exchange as well.
well,
He
escape
does.
us, not necessarily.
He escapes us, but no one can escape Dama Lee.
Oh, I have no.
Not
I have
Dama Lee
zero
comes for
fatigue.
all.
I'm not fighting
I know.
anyone. Sorry.
No one escapes 'cause he
People
doesn't
run
chase.
past me.
Yeah.
So yeah, you do see a Fire Nation officer run past. You know what Honto looks like, I'm assuming. Dama.
I do nothing. He runs past me.
Yep.
Okay.
I hope he didn't recognize me.
Yeah, I'm wearing a festival mask. He runs past me.
Meanwhile, in the office, what was once an office and right now is a mud wrestling pit. Are you guys? Are you trying to talk it out? Are you willing to commit to another exchange?
If Honto is gone, I'm willing to talk it out. If he is, he's basically said like, yeah, we can't be here. Right?
Yeah, it's basically like your presence here ruins everything, and no one can ever know you were here. Is his stance?
Perfect. Quiwa
That
is
makes it sound like he's
gonna
gonna kill us.
say, "Where is my father?" And I think she's just gonna wait and see how he reacts to that question.
Yeah, I think Tian Lo takes a moment and realizes that Honto's gone.
Yeah.
Um,
She says as soon as as soon as he's gone, she's like focusing on him and feeling less overwhelmed now that the Fire Nation supervillain is gone.
Yeah, I think Tianlo says your father is at the festival where he should be. Why are you here? How did you escape?
I look to the others, like, how are they feeling about this? Do we want to have a tense talk?
I guess I'm just gonna like rip the barbs out of me to get rid of trapped. So I'm gonna take 2 conditions and the other thing.
Fatigue.
Fatigue.
Yes, thank you.
You
I'm
take
gonna
a
be
pile
angry.
of damage as you get untangled.
I am annoyed. This person stopped me from talking with the guy I wanted to talk to. I am
We're-
not ready for another exchange.
I'm not against fighting him if you both want to fight him.
I want to fight him because the fact that he says you should, no one can know you are here means he wants to probably kill us, and the fact that he said that how did you escape? He knows you went to prison.
You're right.
Besides, I've been pushed towards action.
Okay. Then I think, yeah. Kui was probably willing to angrily talk more, but I think as soon as you rip yourself out, you probably charge right at him, Baohu.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I'm Madge.
I back you up. I go find some way to do so. We'll see how that goes.
Just gonna punch him.
Okay.
Hold on, let me.
So what's this now? 3-on-1? Awesome.
Oh, hold on!
Sweet.
I don't want to be
All right.
trouble. I don't want to be
Gonna
trouble.
move
Wait a
Tianlo's
minute.
thing over here.
Yeah.
He's just engaged with everybody.
Mm-hmm. He has a
Poor
thing for
son of a
that, though.
bitch.
That's the worry. That's the problem. He has an AoE. So we should be careful.
Now,
What's this doing
see
here?
the ground defend. It goes first, but everything resolves. So he could do seize a position to run, but any of us can block it. Okay, there we go.
Good.
It's very specifically why I left one of these.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna put his card down here. I'm gonna put him right in the center.
Delete this.
There we go.
Okay, if his cards are chosen, I'll drag mine out.
Yep.
I want to see what you two do first before I pick a card.
Yeah, you guys can coordinate. I mean, you are all
Yeah.
3 attacking this guy.
I'm not.
going to attack. I desperately want a 10+ to try and get my. practice
Yeah,
score.
I'm still trying to get like your practice. Let me go from. I do. The same
I'm
way.
gonna do this because I need more gas.
Okay.
Oh, you need more fatigue.
Yeah, because I only have the 1.
You're attacking Aeon.
Yeah, I'm attacking.
He's not that beat up. I
Brutal.
could attack.
Attacking's your best bet.
I'm gonna attack right now. Yeah. I
He's
think
probably defending.
So this is a matter of scale. If 3 people are engaged on one person, does the one technique from the one person affect all 3 people?
not. I don't think so unless it specifically says all who are engaged with you or something like that.
Fair enough.
I don't either.
I'm just.
Yeah, the system's designed for one-on-one fights, and we do see that reflected in the show. That as soon as someone gets ganged up on, they
Yeah.
get got real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm double checking the actual techniques available. If I attack, I can do those.
I have now added whether it's defend, strike, or evade to my cheat sheet. So that's good.
My cat brought me a hair tie.
If you attack, the pressure and smash are pretty good. Like because if you want to
Especially
work in that you don't have your main like bow or whatever, pressure would be
Especially
good.
pressure.
Or if you evade, you can hinder.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna evade still because I can hinder them, and I think that makes more sense. If I'm desperate, so I will evade.
Okay.
Gets
Well, it
me
looks like
fatigue
Aeon.
back.
It's just Aeon fighting.
Aeon
Aeon's
and then
going
the rest
first.
of us are just
I
dodge.
just
You
gotta
have
take
a
a breather.
flamethrower.
Boy,
Oh.
double ones.
Narratively, I'm going forward to like do whatever I have with this flamethrower, and just as I move forward, it just like jumps a little bit and like sparks, and this thing goes up in a flash of flame. It is not. It's broken. I am not attacking.
It's out
Well,
of fuel.
You can still shift towards action and still strike them.
You can.
Right.
Do it.
I want to see someone go over.
Do it. She's only at 2.
Yeah.
Yes!
It won't put me over, but it will push me further.
Strike him down.
Yeah, just light him on fire.
No, something that I was holding in my back pocket is this is a flamethrower that I took off after you guys said flamethrowers are only for war. That's bad. So I took it off and was fiddling with it. I have narratively, swapped it over, and this thing is dealing with, electricity and what I could use for jolt if I could ever get a roll.
Well,
I think it would be amazing if you turned the flamethrower into a water thrower that you like electrocute people with.
That's amazing. Okay.
Like super
Basically,
soaker.
there's like a
I
super
just
soaker with an
pop it off.
electric charge going through the water stream.
Saltwater super soaker. Yeah.
Saltwater super soaker.
described earlier of, okay, I'm trying to press the trigger, I'm expecting the water to go out and, the jolting thing to happen, and that doesn't happen. The water is not coming out or whatever is happening, and instead electricity goes out, and that's just the attack. It's not a
It's
jolt.
like, I forgot to pressurize the tank, so it just like
Yeah.
is like dribbling.
If you want to
Hang
strike,
on.
it could just be electricity. You could also, if you wanted to just shoot water and like disorient him, you could also pressure him just by him being like, "What?" and just confusing him for a moment.
I actually like that even better. Yeah, absolutely. I'll pressure him and just make it again so he can't defend and can't run.
Okay.
So, okay.
So no defense for him.
No
All
defense.
right.
He is instead full of water.
He's dead moist, yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Oh wait, I gotta.
Should I roll first, Baohu? Or do you want to?
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to mark a fatigue because I'm sick of doing nothing to roll with my... Where's my character sheet? I need to open it up. Hold on. Player characters. I'm going to roll with progress in terms of anti-Fire Nation. I think Quiwa just says, like... Well, she doesn't say you're working with the Fire Nation, but she's like, you sent me to prison, didn't you? You've been keeping it from my father, from everyone. And she's not going over the edge yet, but she is teetering on it. Because I am at a +3.
Fair enough.
So I'm rolling for this with a +3. Whew. Okay.
You could do a thing.
I can do something now. So, here we go. On a 7 to 9, I can mark fatigue. Nope, that's 10 plus.
That's 10 plus.
I can use a basic or master technique. Okay. My master technique is... Here we are. If I want to seek vulnerabilities, examine for weak points. Next time I inflict a condition or flee, I can also shift their balance. If I know what the principle is, I can mark it to shift their balance a second time. I kind of like the idea of him revealing his true self. And that fits what I just said. So I'm going to choose that. I'm going to seek vulnerabilities.
Okay.
So I'm examining him for weak points. And I'm going to be able to very much shift their balance later.
Okay.
But, yeah. I don't know if he responds to what I say, but I'm just like hanging back and accusing
He will.
him.
He will.
Okay. Perfect.
After Bao goes. When it's his turn, he will.
Okay.
I'm going to roll with passion because that is actually no, not passion. Sorry, it's either creativity or harmony, right?
What are you trying?
For the evade.
Evade. Yep.
Yes.
Okay, then harmony. Because I'm not creative, I'm harmonious, and I fuck up.
The dice are awful this session.
Yes, they are. You can go to +3
Except for
if you
Dama.
want.
Dama's stealing all the good dice.
Well, no, they were bad at the start.
That's
for me
true,
Too.
they were.
Like, I did fail a bunch in a row, and then as soon as I did the stupid thing and invaded the palace, I
So-
did well.
I have 2 questions. Can bolster or hinder affect? Can you bolster yourself?
What does
I
it
would-
say?
It says a nearby character.
Then I'd say
Bolster
no.
hinder specifically only affects others.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. Then for the hindering part, as long depending on how I describe it, it can be any of those negative status effects.
Correct. But it's real hard to
Some of them.
talk your way into like a doomed or stunned.
Yeah.
Well, in the description it says that means bolster hinder can be used much more aggressive. Lighting a foe on fire to inflict doomed on them definitely
Yeah.
hinders them, right?
Yeah.
It does.
we just
can
need a
I
narrative way to do it.
I mean, trapped would be the easiest thing for an
Yeah.
An
earthbender.
earthbender, yeah. Just make
Yeah,
them-
that's what I want to do. I will shift
Go
toward
top them.
that. I'm gonna trap him.
Okay.
So I just the mud opens beneath him and he falls in.
Summon
He is
Pit,
trapped.
my favorite Pathfinder spell.
Okay.
Next to summon snake.
No,
For the
next
pit.
to summon Spike Pit.
Oh. Sorry, the next is summon snake pit.
Yeah, then Snake Pit's on there too.
Mhm. Summon
Okay.
boulder on ramp.
So with trapped, you must mark.
But the trap does affect. Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
So it's
Just
just
gonna-
difficult for them to get
combination
out
of-
of here.
I
Of
gotta
3
keep
conditions
remembering this.
or 3 fatigue split between.
Yeah. But I think that takes place at the.
Does it say immediately?
Yeah, it doesn't say immediately. So he's trapped at the end of the exchange.
Okay.
So he's not technically, he
Mhm.
because all of this, everything in exchange happens simultaneously. It's only after the exchange is over that you actually know in which order it happened,
Yeah.
which is a little
Mhm.
strange.
Poured in
Yeah.
the face with water, sunk in the mud, and he's doing some other stuff.
Yeah. So what he's doing before he becomes trapped, and I absolutely love that this is a technique, is monologue.
That's amazing.
So rant a bit about your own awesomeness in the middle of a fight, clear 1 fatigue, and become inspired.
Make yourself inspired on your own.
So I think Quiwa, he looks at you and he's like, I have plotted and I have planned for years. I managed to get rid of you. I'm next in line. Once I get rid of your father and his cow-towing nonsense, I will be the one the Fire Nation comes to. I will be in charge of this town.
Perfect. I love him. I am somehow very happy that he is just as evil as we suspected. It is not unsatisfactory.
All right.
I want to
He will be inspired in the next round, which is nice for him. That's a good thing.
Inspired in a hole.
inspired, trapped, and unable to defend himself in a hole, and I am definitely wanting to continue this engagement.
Yeah. I think.
And his second technique, however,
Oh, of
Thick
course.
mud.
more thick mud.
More thick mud.
I like
Can I get a copy
World-
of Impaired sent to me?
It's
No, I mean a literal token copied onto my part
Oh.
of the character.
oh, 8 years went away.
Did you
Well,
delete
mine
it?
wasn't working because it didn't have the pop-up.
Mm.
Oh, weird. So if you ever lose them, they are in the just the statuses thing. They're just tokens. You can pull them out onto the.
Oh, okay. I see. But mine still doesn't have the pop-up.
Are you on like the ruler?
No.
Oh, because that's why. For some reason, it didn't save with the show thing clicked.
Huh.
There you go.
Okay.
Because I know if
Fix
you're on the
that
ruler, it
now.
doesn't pop up.
So we're all
Um,
impaired.
We are all
Yeah,
impaired.
you're all impaired again.
Yep, and next turn he's probably going to attack all of us.
He's
Uh,
trapped.
He is trapped,
and
but
yep.
he can
Well,
mark
but he-
fatigue and then attack all of us.
and that's him.
I'm gonna mark. Can I mark a fatigue now to get rid of impaired?
If you want to, but it only matters once you actually roll, so you might as well do it right before you roll.
Yeah, that's true.
So is shooting
Um,
a gun a physical
Do we
action?
does Dama get here before the last exchange? What do we think?
Yeah, I
Is
can be
Dama
there for
coming to
the
us?
last
I
exchange.
assumed.
Yeah,
I thought Dama
I
was
think
coming to
Dama.
us.
I think Dama gets there right as the room turns into even thicker mud.
You're just jumping in with an attack.
I'm just gonna punch him in the head. It'll be real
Okay,
easy.
we should see what he does first. Wait for
I'm
him to
gonna win.
choose.
Oh wait, hold on. I didn't choose yet.
Yeah, Tian Lo has to choose. I mean,
And he can't defend.
correct.
He cannot
How many
defend.
fatigue have we dumped on this one?
How much does he? I don't think he's taken any fatigue that we've done to him.
He got it all back. Yeah.
He has recovered his fatigue now because he got one from evading in general. He got another one when monologuing, so he got 2 back.
I am done with this guy.
Yeah, I know what I want to do. I already have buffed my push him over the edge, so I want to push him over
I
the
will
edge
either
even more.
fail and push myself over the edge, or try to get my technique to work.
All right. Well, he's
Yeah.
evading and observing again.
Okay.
He's not combat oriented. He's
He's crowd control.
yeah.
Perfect.
Well, 3 attacks.
Yeah,
My
you guys-
question still stands: does pulling a trigger count as a physical action? Fictionally, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but I don't know if that's a really fair way around the
So
attack.
you have to look at the status as it pertains to the fiction. Right now, you're sunk in mud. That doesn't screw with your hands.
True.
Yeah. Okay. In which case, I'll say, forget that. It's not a -2. I don't need the fatigue. I am shooting him again.
I'm gonna. Yeah. I'll undo my impaired. Will you
Well, I do
roll for that?
and see
Yeah.
if I can get anything above a 6.
Hey, you got 8.
Okay. It's still not
You don't have to shift to do anything. You can just do 1 basic or 1 mastered.
beautiful. Oh, I wonder if I can change the battleground at all. Can I fish around in my pocket and find some other part of, I guess, the flamethrower gun that can heat and solidify the ground?
Kerosene to quickly dehydrate the ground to the dried, cracked earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, yes. I don't want to deprive you of the fact that your weapons or your technology trained because you left the suit behind.
Yeah.
That seems unfair when a bender can't have that happen unless, one guy shows up and puts his thumb on their forehead.
or Ty Lee messes you up.
Yeah.
Actually, though, that's a technique in here. It's chi blocking jabs, and it only screws up 1 limited time.
Oh.
But yeah, all right. Then I will pull something out of my pocket and use the smash to alter the battleground and remove impaired for everyone.
Yeah.
I think that might remove impaired for him too.
He's trapped. He's not impaired.
Yeah, he's trapped.
So
He's
it's a
he's
different
trapped
thing.
and inspired. Yeah.
So now he's not just trapped in mud; he is trapped in hardened ground again. Enjoy.
I wish I knew that before I did my Mark 1 fatigue to get rid of it.
Honestly, I
You
would
can
say
undo it because
just
Yeah.
it hasn't mattered yet.
Okay.
And I take a fatigue to do that. Okay.
Yeah, I'll say that works. Sure.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Then that's
We're all
where we
no
go.
longer impaired.
Thank you.
Yep.
You're welcome. I mean, it was that squirt him in the face again. No. I am not doing damage until it's with jolt.
You're really putting all your eggs in that 10+ basket, aren't you?
Just a single
That
one.
or just find
What's
it.
funny
I'm
is that
going over the edge, or I'm getting
my
this-
technique is no longer useful even if I rolled a 10+ with mine. But I am just working off what I have. But I'm going last,
All right.
anyways.
Dama or Bao?
I got it.
Okay, you go next, and then because I have to ask a question anyway.
Rolled an 8. So I
Basic or
use
mastered?
basic or master technique. I think I'm gonna pressure him so he can't evade anymore.
Okay, now I have two
This time
questions.
you can defend and. Oh,
If
wait,
you
no,
pressure
scrap,
someone
can't
3
take
times,
that.
do they have to skip a
That's what
turn?
I was gonna ask.
Yeah, they're stuck.
Theoretically,
I mean,
yes.
I would say
you
yes
can.
because you're not doing any damage in exchange for the triple pressure,
So-
basically.
The instance doesn't come up that often because very rarely are 4 people going to be engaging one person, and you can't use the same technique twice in a single exchange for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So odds are you're only going to get 2 pressures in. So there's always an option for them.
True.
I know there were examples of 2 pressures. I think they did one example of yes, you could do 3. It just was really.
It's not that common.
It's
Okay.
unsporting, certainly.
I
It's
do
playing a
also have
blue
the
deck,
move.
basically, is what
Right
it's doing.
now.
I do have the move where I can say what your next technique is gonna be. I do have the opposite of pressure
You
as
do.
well.
Nice.
You have peer pressure.
Yeah, I have here,
Yeah.
but like, but for that move, they have an out. If they don't listen to me, they take a condition.
Yeah.
So it
Ah.
balances it that way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I have a question
Mhm.
for my protector's burden. This is one of the bullet points at any time. So does that mean when I use the defend thing, or can me fighting this guy be counted as defending?
Because it says defend or protect, like it's gonna be narratively tagged, not
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think
Not
because in
mechanically
the
tagged.
narration, this guy literally just monologued about like masterminding my family's downfall.
Including
I would,
your specific.
including me specifically, I would accept punching him in the face as defending my family, right, and me.
I'll take the 10+ for free, sir.
Okay.
That's the one hold I.
Yep.
So with that, I will do 2 basic. Yes, or should I do the practice? No, I'm gonna do 2 basic. I will strike him.
Okay.
And I want to smash his confidence. What can I smash here?
He's already in a hole.
He's already in a hole.
Smash
Oh,
is usually.
Does he have a symbol of authority on him? Destroy that.
I was thinking, can
Rogue?
I use smash in a way that is like I pull him deeper? Maybe now he's doomed because he's like drowning in mud.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to make him doomed.
No one will ever find you.
Yeah. Yeah, no one will ever know you're here.
And you stomp and the hole gets deeper.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
We'll get to that,
the
but yeah.
strike is he marks 2 fatigue, a condition, or shifts his balance. Ooh.
Okay.
And then I mark fatigue for smash. Okay.
He shifted his balance.
Okay.
Bad for us, but okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
shifting his balance is weird.
We'll get to
I-
that. I'm gonna. So his balance is now +2.
Correct.
Okay. I want to shift it
Wait,
more. Well, I want
Send
to
him
shift
over
it
the
more.
edge.
I'm gonna try and send him over the edge. Hopefully that'll make him like publicly confess to this. But let's see how it goes.
Shifting currently away from publicly confession at this moment, it does not feel like it's shifting
So
towards it.
I think I'm gonna mark another fatigue to roll with progress again as Quiwa. Well, let's see the roll first. Wait, no, I don't have. There we go. Oh, I gained 1 back, which I didn't take into account when I played the card in the beginning. No, I've been basically staying about the same fatigue, spending 1, getting 1 each thing. Okay, roll first, so it's +3. And I'm getting a... Okay.
7.
Boy, am I glad I chose to do that. So I think Quiwa is going to go on her own rant. And she says, "You're not in charge of this city. My father's not in charge of this city. The Fire Nation is the one who's really in charge of this entire city. They're becoming in charge of the world. You report to them. They are the ones with... You have the privilege of... Your face gets to be the first one that their boot touches when it stomps down." Yeah, and I think she says she's going to continue for a short bit and say, "For all the power that you think you have, it is nothing when Honto over there just waltzes in here and demands an audience, and you have to drop everything for him. And you know that." She doesn't know if that's true, but she's going to say that. I'm going to shift his balance twice because of my previous exchange's buff, which wouldn't matter.
Yep. So he's going to lose his balance at the end of the exchange.
Yep. Which means he gets to go, and then he loses his balance.
Mm-hmm. All right. So on his, we're working with 3 techniques here.
Oh, and I had to mark 1 fatigue to do that, so I'm gonna do that.
Wasn't there? Oh, right. Thing that said.
Now he has 4 techniques if he's gone past.
Was it?
Oh no, his limit is +2.
On the beginning of the exchange, though. Not what it is right now. It's.
Oh, is it?
I thought so. I read a sidebar.
Checking.
Was it? Hold.
No, it says on the exchange step summary, it says NPCs use techniques equal to 1 plus their current balance as it stands specifically at the start of that approach.
Okay.
The question is, resolve each approach in order. Each approach is per person, so even though we're both using evade and observe, his evade and observe is a separate approach than my evade and observe, so it does count basically immediately.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So he gets 3 techniques.
Yep.
And then goes off balance.
But he's currently trapped. He'll be doomed after this, correct?
At the end of the exchange, he becomes doomed
and
he's off balance.
Yep. So he's going to mark the 3 fatigue to get rid of trapped. Basically going to start climbing out of the hole. He's still doomed because he's like slipping and sliding back down like the mud is falling on him.
Yeah.
That'll still have an effect.
So he only has 2 more fatigue to do stuff with.
Mm-hmm.
And that slip and slide shit doesn't cost him a fatigue?
Nope.
Dang, that's crazy.
What he's going to do in turnabout being fair play is turn to Quiwa. And he goes on a rant to you as he's trying to climb out of this hole about the futility of the Earth Nation and its insignificant march towards a meager existence is all of the progress that they've ever achieved. Look at what the Fire Nation has done.
In like 10 years.
The technological marvels, the power that they're able to push across the world. And the Fire Nation and the Earth Kingdom can do nothing. Like they offer no resistance. Our only hope for the future is to ally with them. So he's testing your balance.
Yeah. So he marks a fatigue. I assume as an NPC, pretty much generally they don't have to check what my principles are.
No, but there needs to be a good reason that they'd know it. The fact that he's your father's advisor and he's been around for a while, I feel like he would at least know your reputation.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. I think it looks like it's just I get shifted.
Yep.
Perfect. I'm going off balance at the end of this too.
Yes.
So he can't use the same one twice. Can he use the same one twice on different people?
That's one of those edge cases. I'm saying no at currently.
Okay.
What gets weird is when there aren't enough techniques for you to be able to use all the techniques you could possibly use.
Enough fatigue.
Yeah.
A lot of the
Well-
evade ones don't cost fatigue. Some of them do. Like
Yeah.
he just spent one, but that helps with him.
Yeah, I think inspired doesn't matter anymore because he's going to lose his balance. So shifting his balance doesn't help. The interactions on this are so... They seem needlessly complex when you give it 2 seconds of thought when they interact, you know?
Mhm. The way
Reminds
I'm
me
wrapping
of-
my head around the balance is I'm imagining it like literally a teeter totter. It's once it's like gone off, you can't put it back on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I was looking at Inspired and how it worked. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you can't. His Inspired basically isn't useful anymore.
It reminds me a little bit of Fate of the Norns, where it's a really interesting system in the way things cut together, and then when you try and actually do the interactions in play, it's a lot more complicated than you would expect.
I think it's that the game does not expect us to be looking at the rules this much.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's literally what it is.
Yeah, it's more consult the rules after you describe a thing and apply the thing that most closely associates with the thing you just described.
Which is weird because they wrote them down. But
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know what else he could do. I mean, he can't commit. It's useless.
Yeah, he
I mean,
might.
he-
I
he
mean, I
could-
think a
he
part of
could
it is
thick
that
mud
he's.
again.
I think a part of the
Thick mud.
strategy. Yeah, I think a part of the strategy is that sometimes he'll have more technique options than fatigue to do with it.
Yeah.
But thick mud again makes sense, honestly. Him, especially as he's struggling.
Yeah, I think he's gonna throw the thick mud again, so impaired all around again. And I think what that's going to do though is cause the room to start destabilizing a bit.
Yeah.
Leading into what's going to happen when he loses his balance.
Yeah.
Which lost balance do we want to resolve first? I mean, I want to give the player the option of being awesome before.
Okay, let me go to the lost balance move to double check, even though I looked at it earlier this session. I think take an extreme action in line with your principle and then flee. Okay. I think Huiwa says, you're right. The Earth Kingdom, my family, has been stagnant and corrupt for generations. But that doesn't mean all hope is lost. And she's gonna storm out of the room with purpose.
Okay. I have a feeling there's a part 2 to this.
There will be a part 2 to this, very much so.
Okay. I think at the same time, like Tianlo he knows he's lost here. There's no containing this anymore. So I think what happens is he starts yelling about, if I can't have what I want, then there's no reason for this place to even be here anymore. And he does what Dama wanted to do. And he starts collapsing
Yep.
the entire place.
No.
So yeah, currently the room is beginning to collapse. He's sort of trapped where he is. He can't get out of the way.
Yeah,
But this is
he's bringing
Yeah.
you down with him and the palace.
So he's done this. We can't stop the palace from collapsing even if we knock him out or anything like that?
I mean-
maybe Bao could. Maybe. But I think we've
So,
left the
the-
exchanges and now we're just in narrative, I assume.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So we're out of combat. The process has begun of this place beginning to collapse.
And
Like cracks are forming, all kinds of nasty shit.
Quiwa can
Question.
take no functional actions, just is dealing with her own.
Quiwa's
loss of-
leaving the palace. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. So we should
Quiwa
also
is
leave
on
the
a
palace.
path.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should also leave the palace.
I have a question. If an action to remove a condition would count for 2 conditions, do you remove 2, or do they have to be 2 separate actions?
Oh, like if you do one action and it would qualify for the removal of 2 conditions?
I think for
I
fairness
think
sake,
it only
no.
gets one.
I mean, I would rule the opposite, right? We want to flow from narrative. We don't want to look.
Yeah.
We don't want the rules to kill us here.
And in the rare situation, like it's honestly not common enough for them to line up that there's a danger in saying yes.
Mhm.
Fair enough.
'Cause
If you can make a case for both, then sure.
My idea was to earthbend the other 2 out of the room, and me be stuck here with this guy, earthbending to try and keep the palace up. To both absolve guilt, which is make a personal sacrifice to absolve your guilt. Like, I'm the reason this house is falling down. This whole family is falling down is my fault, right?
Oh,
And
you're saying for conditions, not statuses.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh.
conditions.
Yeah,
that's
I
what I'm
don't
saying, but
I don't
but
see a
technically-
problem with it. As long as but the thing is, the more conditions you're clearing, the more I want it to hurt and the more dramatic it needs to be.
Yeah, so for guilty, it's I'll do them in order. So insecure, take foolhardy action without talking to your companions. I'm earthbending them out of the room to safety, not myself. And then guilty is me staying here trying to earthbend this house from falling apart because he is
We were
guilty
still
about like
inside.
I caused this. Yeah, while still inside.
Yeah. Here's the deal I'll make you. You can do it with a roll, but the failure is equal to the success.
the
So if you
failure-
fail, you're taking as many conditions as you're trying to clear.
What happens if you hit 5 conditions?
You're out.
All right, I'm risking it. So is this? I assume this is rely on skills and training.
I would hope so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is bodyguard stuff.
stopping the
Um,
palace from
I
collapsing is
no fatigue to help.
I meant
Man,
getting people out of the
yeah.
room is bodyguard stuff.
I wish I didn't use my protector's burden to punch him twice. You know what? I'm just gonna roll it, and we'll see where it lays.
Okay.
That's a mixed
8.
success.
Not bad.
You only take one condition.
No, that was
Since you
that.
still clear the conditions. It's a success. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you at here? Yeah, so take a fatigue for exerting yourself.
Excellent.
So you get them out of the room. You're stuck in the room with Tianlo, who's self-destructing.
I have an idea. if you
What
want,
do we see? Like
Does-
some
d-
you're gonna
oh,
get
does-
what you want, but there's gonna be something else that happens afterwards that's gonna screw with you a little bit.
Okay,
I
so
have an idea
do,
for after.
do guilty and insecure clear immediately now?
Yes.
Okay. I think maybe he's like, oh, what would he do? I think he's like, while trying to earthbend this mud house from not falling, he's still doing the like, he's picking up where Q left off and been like, you'd never be in power here. The Fire Nation will ruin you if you step out of line once, if you annoy them once. There is no security here. Your power is a fantasy.
Okay.
It's just like pillars, good crystals, pillars.
Right. I'm trying to think if he would.
Earthbender.
I'm trying to think how far gone he is at this point, right?
Yeah,
like if he's even thinking rationally or not.
I'm
Because he
feeling
could-
screaming mud monster.
Yeah,
if
I
he's trying to
I think he's
tear
just
the
going to
Dallas,
start like trying to attack you as you're doing
Yeah.
this to try to stop you.
I think he might go full like if I can't have if that's unfeasible, then I'm just gonna take everything down with me because that's what he acted on before.
Yeah,
What he's doing.
My idea is that all of his secrets and paperwork and evidence, probably in his office, are irrecoverable.
yep, that works as fallout from the move.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm also going to say it feels like you should shift to self-reliance.
Yes. Phew. I was walking close to the edge. Trust is what got me into this mess.
So yeah, I think what happens is you put up all these pillars, you keep the majority of the structural damage from actually destroying the place. Now the office is beyond wrecked,
Yeah.
but I think like right as you're putting up the last pillar, Tianlo comes up to try to get at you, like one last punch, and we'll describe how you'd put him down in that moment because you can.
I think.
Jumps out.
Oh,
Comes
I
up,
like the
has to
idea,
be
like
a
as
kill.
because it's built into the like cliff, right? But there's still part of it that's like open. Like I assume it's like the edge, right?
Mhm.
I like to imagine like the last pillar I need to set up is like the one that like is exposed to the outside, and he comes up to get me, but I do like a sick like leg sweep, and then he falls before the pillar goes up.
You just basically push him out the door and close it.
I don't physically push him. I just leg
trips
sweep
out the-
him and he
He
falls.
trips out the door, and then you like throw a pillar behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think that it's the physical effect of getting pushed and falling anywhere. I think when you throw him out, he lands at the feet of Chiang.
Who is that again?
The
Oh,
ruler
yes.
of Duo Fei.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you just throw him at the
Bad.
king.
So basically, you've exposed him. Boom! Right out on at the feet of the ruler of Duo Fei.
Hmm.
And because he's coming into the scene, and I assume that's where Guiwa was heading.
Quill was heading to the center of the festival
Oh, okay.
It's already in
to
ruins.
find the biggest stage. So
I think we close on Tianlo with Chiang looking down and saying, "What is going on here?" And like we pan across the other three faces and then fade out and fade up on Guiwa.
yeah,
That's something I'd like to do, but
in that scene.
go ahead. Yours first.
Okay. I will just describe what happens if that's okay with you, Zen, because it's not going to be. It'll just be I do this and vanish. Interrupt me if it would contradict something. But I think we see probably, I'm guessing the lowest level of the city has where sort of the most populous level is presumably what it would also be. Is where a lot of the festival is taking place. People are crowded around here. People are kind of scared now as well. There's because of the fireworks and because of the fire bombs and everything. The festival are. You can see people from the festival. A lot of the palace guards, for example, are around and trying to like corral everyone. Like it's okay, everything's sorted out now. There's like still probably rumbling in the distance, but it's yeah, it's half festival and half disaster center right now. I think of just like people are worried due to the terrorism that has happened. I think that there's someone on stage who we have seen in the background before of like the festival announcer guy. I think they're a spiritual leader within the city. They haven't been named. I don't think they will be named here, but they're like kind of a small time spiritual leader, a shaman-esque person. Who is the one on stage talking like, "Calm down, everyone," and trying to keep people quiet. and then there's a rush of whispers as I think Quiwa is just pushing herself like an arrow, pun not intended actually, straight through the crowd. Um, and the palace guards, she like pulls off. She doesn't have her disguise fire or palace guard helmet on anymore. So the palace guards recognize her and just look stunned as she just climbs up on stage. Um, and she just sells like, people of Duofei, you have heard that I have been in a marriage off at the Fire Nation. This is not true. I was imprisoned. And I'll shorten it a bit because we don't have that much time. But basically, she's going to just say, like, the Fire Nation are screwing us even as we're cooperating with them. I was in jail. My father, like, even my father, the ruler of your city, didn't have the knowledge or ability to save me. We cannot cooperate with these people. And she's basically trying to incite outright rebellion. And then, as Fire Nation guards are going to they're cutting through the crowd like spears and fire, ready to get her. She just, I think, is gonna like dive out of the back of the stage and start and run as my take drastic action and flee.
There you go.
Yep, I'm just gonna openly say this is what happened. Fire Nation's evil. Rise up. Goodbye.
All right.
That's awesome.
What are the rest of you doing now that your companion has bugged the fuck out?
I think we're
If
sitting
I
on the.
can,
Unless you have a thing, I was thinking we
I have
were.
a thing, if you don't
Let's
mind.
do that then. Yep.
I think as we like pan back to the people who are out there, like Aeon just kind of collapses in front of the palace a little bit, like falls onto his knees and is like, "We were willing to kill that guy. I was willing to kill that guy. We still don't know if Bahu's okay. And the suit was in," and he like points at a melted wall where it's no way that you're getting at that suit again. What is I'm basically just going to have kind of a mental breakdown.
Yeah. I was there with you.
You
Um,
were.
I think we're a little bit wet from being thrown out of the palace and all of the mud.
We are probably incredibly muddy and dirty.
Yeah.
I like to imagine Bahu literally slip and slid you out the door.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
just went. Whoop.
Yeah.
I
so
did not move from wherever you dropped me.
Yeah. I think the episode's wrapping up, but I would like to comfort and support by reassuring we'll build you a new cool robot. Like we can. It doesn't have to be that robot suit. You can build your Aquanaut or whatever.
That is great.
Try to cheer you up with plans and designs of new fighting robots.
You have got half of that right, sure.
A
If you
peacekeeping
roll it, I
robot,
will
not a
take it.
war
Robots
robot.
that can but do not fight.
I was thinking fish robot would be a good one to go with the water gun.
Let's see how that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mixed success? Nothing happens? Wait, on a hit, they must
Wait.
decide if yeah. I don't get the 10+.
Yes.
Find it again. Oh.
Are you
Guide and
comforted by
compass.
the
So-
thoughts of brand new fighting robots?
Aeon, you choose one. Yeah, either you shut this down, or you embrace it and clear a condition or to fatigue, and ask one question, and they must answer honestly. Or they shut.
I will. Right, there's guide and comfort. I will accept it for sure. So I can answer one question, and they must
Well,
answer it honestly.
I think. Hold on. So they embrace her. So you clear a condition or two fatigue, and then Indigo can ask you one question.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
that
yeah.
makes sense. I'll
Any question?
clear two fatigue, I think, unless we're about to rest, but we don't really know that. So
Yeah. Why are you like why are you doing all of this fighting if you don't want to fight is generally the question. Like, you can just not.
I thought you were saying, why are you the way you are?
Well, 'cause you're
Why?
sitting-
Why Aeon? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because you're sitting there being all upset, like, why was I fighting?
I think
Why
the
were
answer
you?
is
I'm making you answer your own question. That's what I'm doing.
the answer is something along the lines of, like, when I was back at home, I had one bit of family left. And then they took me to prison and I had no family. And when we got out of prison, we stuck together. We were a group. And that's what you do. If you guys go and you throw a punch and you fight, then I'll be with you in that. Even if it's not the greatest or the best thing, like, we're a team. That's why I was fighting. But I don't know if I'm should be anymore. I don't know.
Can't make it. Do you shift at all?
No.
Nope.
I don't think I do, which means
Nope.
I'm still at 3 action.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, like a good result here would be shifting back a little bit towards forgiveness that you can
The
understand, like,
fiction
you can.
feels like it goes there, but we didn't get anything for it. Oh
Well, you
You could
basically said,
follow
like,
up
I
on
will
that,
take
Dama,
action.
if you want to then call on them or push them to push their balance a bit. If you want to follow up with
Pardon?
it. If Dama wants to, they have now the prime opportunity to push your balance. To call out to someone. Let me look.
Actually, you might want to do that because isn't that a you get XP thing if you push them towards center?
That is, yeah.
So when you call on someone to live up to their principle, shift your balance away. So they need to do something with it, if you have an idea for that. But it will still.
Call someone to shift balance away from center, which will push me over the edge.
No. The person rolling shifts their balance away from center. Then they name and roll with your principle.
Yeah, I don't see. Actually, hold on.
So I think
I don't see a
Indigo
way to
would be
move
rolling
someone
with a
else's balance.
-3. Because you'd be rolling with the opposite side principle.
When you
If
take
they're-
an
Wouldn't do anything.
I know that because I tried to shift the first session and I was at a -1 because you were already on that track for forgiveness.
It's weird that you have no ability to control your own, but
You need to surround yourself with people who will call you out, like NPCs, because that's the only one that like will just do it.
Unless they demand you
fair enough.
principles instead. Not call out. Yeah,
But
there's
yeah, no,
not really a
that's up
way
to
to
you
shift
on whether or
another
not you want to
PC's
do
balance. Calling
Yeah,
someone out doesn't actually shift their balance at all. You shift your own balance to make them act in line with one of their two principles, but you don't actually shift it at all, which is very strange. It fits.
So I
but
mean,
yeah.
I could shift my balance if I refuse the comfort and support, but the wording was such that it made sense. And honestly, if I had refused, that fictionally wouldn't have made any kind of sense.
Yeah, and this is why, and that's why we want to look at the rules as something that comes in after you tell the story.
Yeah.
You know,
In this case, then, do we just want to shift the balance and say forget the rules?
if it fits, yes, like sure.
I feel like that worked with that comfort and support.
Yeah, I'm trying to convince you that you don't need to attack all the time.
Yeah, then
can
I'm
be
perfectly fine with that shifting your balance back away from action and toward forgiveness.
Oh, that's what it is. Guide and comfort needs a 10+. If they embrace your guide and comfort, you may also shift their balance. That's what we were missing.
Oh.
So the 10+ was the
So
hits
because
harder.
we didn't get it, we don't get that shift?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, that
makes sense.
So you accept it, but
I'm
it's not like hitting hard. You're still
like
simmering.
maybe I need a fighting peacekeeping robot.
So I'm sitting there and being like, okay, I feel a little bit better, but at the same time,
it's still under the surface. Yeah.
Yep.
Something's still wrong.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm still very confused, but I keep forgetting that the sheets are not right.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
agreed. I was like, right, let's look at the handouts, not the character sheet, and then
Yeah, I've been mostly looking at the handouts. I only use my sheet for like what I've pasted in there or to roll.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. One more thing is going to happen. As you two are talking to each other outside of the room where there may or may not be a dead bow. I
I
think
figured we were
thought
outside of the
outside
building.
palace.
Like
I
we
thought
got.
he like slip inside us the entire way out.
I thought we were
you
shot out.
shove them all the way out of the palace.
It
Yeah.
depends on how far I could have shoved
enough
them.
away from danger.
how
It
muddy
depends how
they
much
were.
was collapsing.
I
Was he
vote we're out of the
collapsing?
palace.
Was he collapsing the entire palace or just the
He
room
was.
and nearby
It sounded like
rooms?
the entire palace.
Yeah, so basically this place would have been in like the middle of the structure, and he was taking out the middle so the rest would collapse in.
Okay.
So yeah,
Um,
I'd say that we're like on the steps in the courtyard.
So you
now.
get out
Okay.
first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's why
I
I
think
was able to gesture at the wall where there is no more suit.
I think that's the point where Tian Lo is like ejected from the palace itself, lands not far away from you, and you see Chiang come in. Right? Not far behind Chiang is Kuiwa's Aunt Min, running up, rock armored with a bow in her hand. There are several people running behind her. Most of them are just in regular like Fire Nation type, or Earth Kingdom type clothing. A lot of them have pitchforks and torches and like just farmers' implements of destruction. It seems that she took this as a sign to rally the troops and come in.
She's storming the palace as it's collapsing.
A little too late there.
She runs up and hears her brother demand what's going on. Looks at Tian Lo, now lolling about on the ground. Looks around and says, "Where's my niece? Where's Bao?" Do you two say anything?
They recognize that she's addressing us.
Yeah,
she's
we
just
met
yelling
with her
it.
already.
She's yelling it frantically, like where she sees the two of you. She knows the other two were with you.
I'd say quietly, pointing, like gesturing in there.
She looks very concerned and then runs up to the side of the building, smashes her fist into it, opens up a path, and a couple of minutes later pulls Bao out and into the courtyard.
Butter up mud.
She looks at her brother and says, "I think your advisor has some explaining to do." And I think that's where we'll end it.
Yeah.
Okay. So at the end of a session, we have growth questions.
Indeed.
Did we learn something challenging, exciting, or complicated about the world?
Yes.
Yep.
The advisor, yeah.
Oh, the advisor was evil.
Yep.
Weren't we joking that they were evil before we started?
Yes.
I mean,
as soon
show.
as they were introduced,
Or did we just confirm that they were evil?
If
we
you
have
introduce
now
an
confirmed.
advisor
Yeah.
in an Avatar-like show, they are 9 times out of 10 evil.
Except for the bear.
Except for the bear. Except there was the other advisor who was evil.
Yeah.
It actually took willpower to not make him Long Fang. Like,
and in about 80 years, his great grandson, Long Fang.
Yeah.
I really liked the advisor, like the scummy advisor had just like a screw you, it's muddy now.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like how his main power was, I'm gonna fling mud, which is literally kind of what he does.
yeah.
Yep.
Thematic.
Did you stop a dangerous threat or solve a community problem? Yes.
Kind of.
That's debatable.
I mean, there is a
we
threat.
outed
A
the
dangerous
advisor.
threat was stopped. A
Yeah.
worse threat may be looming.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's next
But we
week's
stopped this one,
threat.
and then And if this is like a whole group question, I did stop the house from caving in.
Did you guide a companion towards balance or end the session at your center? I lost my balance. Does that mean I go back
Nope.
to center?
So actually, it does. So your center moves
Yeah, my center will move one towards progress.
one towards progress. Okay.
That's because I assume it goes in the direction that I lost my balance in. I assume.
Theoretically, yeah, but there could be a narrative thing where like you lose your balance because you realize that progress isn't the answer.
That's fair. I
You
think
know.
in this case, for this losing of balance, yeah, progress for me is cultural progress, not like Earth Kingdom being actually protective and standing up against the Fire Nation. So I don't mean technological progress. In which case, yes, I think I shifted towards progress.
Okay. So it does say afterward, when you've had some time to recover and recenter yourself, shift center one step towards the principle you exceeded. Okay.
Yeah.
I was wrong there. And clear all your conditions and fatigue, reset your balance to your new center.
Okay.
So you shift the center closer that way.
Yes.
But my balance also resets, it said, right?
Yep.
So yeah.
To
After
your new
you
center.
had some time to take
Yeah,
your time.
after yeah, because you exited the scene and you might not be back at the beginning of the next session, you could probably reset it all now, not a problem.
Okay.
Um,
If you are saying that's fine, then I will assume that's fine.
yeah,
I know
because
exactly what
there's
Quiwa will
there's
look like
gonna
when
be
you
a
see her.
lull. You guys will have an opportunity to fully rest because people in town are gonna want answers, and you're the ones that can give them.
Yep.
So there's a lot of waiting around for official people to come and talk to you.
Yep.
Putting spells back.
So my thing for Indigo's character, for Dama, did he guide a companion towards balance? Is, by my interpretation, yes, because he still tried to, but I don't
Yeah.
know
Also
if that.
ended the session at center, so it doesn't
Oh,
matter.
okay. It doesn't. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good.
Cool.
And then we get the personal ones.
Yep.
Do you improve the lives of a community or average circumstances or help an ordinary person with their problems? No.
I think we went too high scale for that.
No, we did not. I definitely had nothing to do with that.
Did I learn something?
Sort of the opposite of that.
Did I learn something meaningful or important about my lineage, its members, or its effects on the world and others? I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Just a bit.
Mine is: did you pursue a desire or goal of your own outside of protecting others? I don't think it was outside of protecting others, but the whole like going in and making sure the house didn't fall down. I don't know if that counts as not protecting others.
I tend towards no on that one, simply because it felt like the intent was protection still, protection of the house, others. I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the move
Really
started with
desire
getting
goal.
everyone else out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I just didn't know if that counted. I won away again. Dang it.
Me too.
Oh, I got it this time.
Nice.
What's your growth move?
Oh, my
Or you
growth
mean your
question
question?
is, did I spend meaningful time with someone? But even without that, I got the first 3. So it puts me at 4.
Though you definitely got 4 there because I
Yeah,
would
so I
say
roll
yes,
over to
it's
1.
time.
I'm at 1 growth and 1 advancement.
Nice.
Nice.
And you need 4 in order to do it.
4
Yes,
to level up, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yep.
have 1 level up and 1 advancement.
That is really hard to track.
Yeah, that's what I went with, is 3 and then reset to 0 when you would get your 4th. So it's
Yeah.
that's how I've been doing it. I was
Me
lucky enough to get all 4 this session, so I've upped my
Yay.
creativity
Alright.
because I was sick of those low rolls.
Hopefully, combat will become slightly less of a Charlie Foxtrot as we keep moving through here.
How do we pick up techniques again?
Teachers.
You
to
find a
learn them.
master and beg them to teach you.
That's the only way.
Could we maybe the
Pretty much.
beginning of next session in whatever lull time we have play
That's
with the
the-
teacher map?
That's the point of the lull.
Yep, I think
Okay.
that's what we'll be
We're
doing.
gonna do a downtime day next time.
Yeah.
That is the point of the lull.
Cool.
Because
you.
yeah,
Out of curiosity, did you plan anything? And if so, how much did we miss?
those are my notes for this session. That was all I wrote. So you tell me how much of it actually happened.
Oh, do I do it again? There's a move specifically for going through walls.
That's my stick. That's not my stick.
How do you go through walls as a firebender?
You melt them.
Yeah. But it's when you rely on your skills and training to dangerously smash your way through walls or other obstacles, roll with passion instead of focus.
Interesting.
But yeah, next session will be downtime stuff, wrapping this up. I don't know, potentially starting a resistance faction in the city of Duofe. I don't know what you people are going to do.
Honestly, I don't think Quiwa had a moment of being a firebrand, but and her center has moved, but she's still herself. So she's gonna be later being like, "What did I do?"
Leon is going to move more toward the tech gadgets because that's what the playbook really wants me to be
And I think it's
doing
good
in
for us to
Iron Man.
shift
It was
back
a bit
to
of a
it.
problem. So
Maybe actually, here's the idea: what if we just find the suit smashed, and so you can only you get a bunch of recovered
I'm
gadgets
assuming
from
already
it?
that it's like smashed in the walls. Like
Yeah,
the
but I
walls
mean, they
were
have
floating.
earthbenders. They have probably eventually excavate it, and during the downtime,
Yeah.
you can
Yeah,
get all
but
the
that thing
gadgets.
is not going to be functional
No,
anymore. I'll
unless you
salvage
have
them.
downtime to rebuild the gadgets from the parts.
I'll
And-
rebuild the gadgets, not the suit.
And
That's
we
what I
can
meant. I'm saying salvage the suit into gadgets.
So we could even time skip and say that, that letter that Min sent off to whoever she was going to talk to about a technology expert. We can time skip to a point where they're in town now and they help you rebuild these things and you can learn new techniques and
Yep. We'll figure it out.
Figure out how we want to work
Yeah.
with that. I feel like there's a couple of interesting possibilities there.
Yeah.
Just to make my life easier, I picked a move that I'm taking for my advancement. It is comprehend your foe. It felt very on brand.
That does fit.
nice.
Yep.
Not a super flashy move, but it's just like
What playbook
make
is
it be
from?
just better. I'm just trying to. I don't want to cheat and improve my focus, but I do want to be a very well-rounded combatant.
You just want to navigate around your focus.
Yeah, I'm trying to navigate around the focus, but I do want to be like I cannot be a pacifist like I usually am, because this game forces you to all be active actors and things.
Yeah.
hmm
I'm trying not to be. Anyhow.
Well, it just means
What
I'm trying to
playbook
cover.
was that from?
Like I don't the hammer. I think.
Oh.
Okay.
Very cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's from the hammer playbook. It's on the same playbook with the walls can't hold me wall, but this felt more on brand than going through
Yeah.
walls.
The opposite side of the coin to my playbook.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Then
Hey, you can also take walls can't hold me. That is available
I
for you as
could.
well.
I very much could, and I would highly consider it.
Yeah, but it doesn't work as well for you because it's rolling with passion instead of focus, and your focus
Oh.
is good.
I'm not passionate. Or wait, I'm one passionate. I'm not creative at all.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty then.
Cool.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Are we all back next week? Are we all available next week?
Yeah,
I should be.
Okay.
once again, I will have to let you know. I do know I should be available, but I need to double check with
Perfect.
plans and everything. And I
Then-
did just want to check in about who was thinking about timelines for this.
Over GMing next and stuff.
For GMing
Mm.
next, because I'm doing the write a novel internet thing in
Nanorama?
November. Yeah, I've never done it before. But anyway,
great.
my point is, I don't want to sign up for starting my arc in the month of November when I
Yeah,
already decided I'll be writing 3 pages a day for something else. That feels like a lot.
that's fair.
I am willing to do the second. I am not sure if it fits or falls there next, but I'm not against it.
Okay.
So it's between me and Jordan, and we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Cool.
You are
But,
not going to be stuck with November. I will protect the sanctity of November.
Thank you.
Perfect. Okay, then we'll be back next week, probably.
Alright.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Farewell.